today I'm going to do an update on Sadie and I because she is now 3 months old and I'm 3 months postpartum, obviously. So yeah, it's just time to do an update. She's not a newborn anymore. She's just a big baby. And the other day I weighed her on our home scale and it said she was 17 pounds. And so in the back of my mind, I'm kind of thinking there's no way that's right. But then when I'm holding her or lugging her around in her car seat, like, then I believe it, because I'm that lady when I'm picking up Jack from preschool that's like limping across the parking lot with baby carrier on one side of my body, and it's like slamming into my legs, and I'm just like making me wish that we had just skipped this whole bucket seat phase and gone straight to like a Radian for her. So yeah, she's a big baby. She's growing, and she's been growing a lot ever since she was born. She was only itty bitty for like 5 minutes, so man, so she is such a happy little baby, you guys. She is so smiley and so happy. I want to say that Jack was the same way, but I think maybe he was a little bit more fussier. I think maybe we dealt with a little bit more reflux with him. Or at least that was the diagnosis that our pediatrician gave us at the time, and we tried different medications with him. But anyway, she hasn't had any problems with like spitting up, at least not an excessive amount. She does spit up a little bit after each feeding, but she never really took to a pacifier or a bottle. And I mean, there were a couple times where she would take it when she was just a newborn, and I kind of had hope that it would get better, but it didn't really work out that way. She ended up, I gave up with the pacifier completely just because every time I tried, she would gag to the point where she would just like throw up. And I don't mean spit up, I mean like throw up, projectile, like everything she'd just eaten, like 3 or 4 ounces of breast milk all over me and all over her, and I just felt terrible. I was like, this is not worth it. I'm just not going to press the issue with the pacifier. A bottle, I don't know if we're totally giving up on it at this point. She did take it like once or twice just fine. It took her like a minute or two when she was a few weeks old to really suck at it and just realize there was milk, and then she would eventually get it. I think I gave up a little over a month or 2 ago. I just haven't tried it since. And I went out and bought like an Avent bottle, Dr. Brown's. We tried the Medela ones. And there was another one. There's like this, it's supposed to be like this breast, it's supposed to be like a breast kind of simulating, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I wish I just had it in front of me. I could tell you guys the brand. Anyway, she won't take anything that we've got, and I'm kind of tired of buying bottles. I think it's kind of like a waste of money at this point. And for my job, I had a lot of experience getting babies to take bottles, because they would come to me at like 2.5, 3 months old. Some of them not really used to bottles yet because they would have been home with their mom nursing the whole time, and I could always find a way to get them to take bottles. I don't know if maybe I'm just giving up too easily with Sadie because I just don't, you know, I don't have a reason to press it. I think if I was going back to work, I would have practiced with her more. I don't know. So if you've got a breastfed baby that is picky with bottles, please let me know your experience with that, as far as like which bottles your baby took, and like if it's even possible at this point at 3 months and more now to even get them to take a bottle if they've refused it in the past. The only reason I'm really wanting her to even have that option is just because sometimes it's nice for me to just take Jack to the store by himself and give him some one-on-one time, and I can't really leave the house with just him or just Derek if she can't take a bottle. As far as sleep goes, she's a really good sleeper. She's kind of been that way since she was born, so I'm really, really lucky. And I don't ever like to complain about sleep because she's a really good sleeper. She, hi mama. She's such a snuggle bug. When she goes down for the night, she will sleep for about 11 to 12 hours straight, and she does wake up to nurse, but it's not, since we bed share, it's different than it was with Jack, because he would have to wake up fully and cry for me to hear him on the monitor, and then I would get up and go feed him, and then yeah, that was that. But now since she's like right next to me, she just kind of does this little grunt, and she doesn't even have to wake up fully or cry. She doesn't cry at all at night. And I just, you know, kind of pop out the boob, feed her, and we both go back to sleep pretty much immediately. So yeah, she'll sleep, like, she'll go down for good at like 11 p.m. and I feel like it's really kind of hard to get her up before 11 a.m. because I'll get up with Jack and she just kind of goes back to sleep immediately. She might eat, but she goes pretty much right back to sleep. And then she'll nap again for like about an hour, between like noon and 1, and then I usually have to wake her up then because that's the time we take Jack to school, and then we'll just nurse and eat and play and snuggle. And yeah, so she'll nap maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a day. They're usually 30 minutes to an hour and a half, anywhere in between there. But yeah, she just likes her sleep, and that's different for me because Jack was not like that. I feel like he wasn't fussy because he was just always so full of energy and so happy and just wanted to play all the time. So while he was like more exhausting in that aspect, he just wanted to play. He'd be up and happy and playing, and you'd have to like stop him and say, hey, it's time to go to bed, because otherwise he just won't. He'll just play forever. And he's still kind of like that now. And she, on the other hand, she will start to get a little bit fussy if she is awake for too long. Like, I feel like an hour to 2 hours is as long a stretch as she wants to be awake, and then she's kind of over it. And when I say fussy, it's really not that bad. Those are the only times that she is a little bit fussy, is when she's tired and just wants to go to sleep. She has been napping in her swing during the day, which I have to kind of figure out an alternative to that because she's getting too big for it. I mean, we can buckle her in and she'll be safe and she won't fly out of it, but I just feel like there comes a time as far as like motor skill development and age when it's just not appropriate anymore. At my job, we cut babies off around, we tried to start like weaning them off the swing around 6 months, depending on what they were doing at home. But we do have a baby monitor upstairs, so she could nap in bed. I don't know. I just feel like until we put bed rails on it, I just don't feel comfortable with her sleeping in the bed by herself. I just feel like she could roll off and break her face. I'm just not okay with that. It's a pretty face. You guys see how she's sucking on her fingers? She did have a couple weeks in the last month where she was a little bit fussier than normal, and I really noticed it when we were in the car and trying to drive places. She has been doing a lot better. I think it was just like a developmental burst that she was going through where she just didn't like her car seat, because over the last week or so she's been doing a lot better with it. She is overall just a really good baby, and I know that's weird to say because all babies are good babies. There's no such thing as a bad baby, but she's just a really easy baby, and I swear if I could guarantee that all of my babies were this easy, I'd probably have 10. Yeah, and then as far as I go, postpartum, I did get my period back, unfortunately, like 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, so I was like 2.5 months postpartum and it came back. And I was expecting it because there had been some signs and clues that it was coming back, and I knew from last time it came back at like 4 weeks with Jack, so I knew it was coming. I did get a little bit of a longer break this time, and I think that's probably because she doesn't take bottles and she doesn't take pacifiers, so I'm, you know, by definition exclusively nursing this time. And Jack would take bottles and pacifiers just fine. But other than that, yeah, I'm feeling good. I did hit a plateau with my weight loss around like 4 weeks postpartum, where I just like stayed at the same weight for like almost 2 months straight. And it seems like since I hit 3 months postpartum, I've lost 10 pounds. My hair started falling out, and what other lovely things? I don't know. Oh yeah, and my period came back. So I don't know if all those things are related and if my body just decided it wanted to hold on to all that weight until my cycle came back or what. I don't know what exactly the deal is, but yeah, my weight's finally starting to come off, and I've only got about, I'd like to lose 10 more pounds, but I'd be happy with 5. Yeah. My milk supply is still great. I still overproduce about 5 to 6 ounces a day. I was overproducing anywhere from 8 to 10 ounces, even sometimes more. And I think my weight loss has probably kind of curbed that a little bit, but I've already donated over 600 ounces, so I'm really not worried about it. And the fact that she doesn't take a bottle is like, it's like whatever. Anyways, we gotta go. I gotta go pick up Jack from school, and she's gotta eat. So I will see you guys later. Bye. How old are you today?
4.
Yeah. It's your first birthday as a big brother. That's kind of cool.